Greetings, team. The goal of this video is to demystify the IRB application modification or amendments. So what happens when you've gone through all of the effort to create an application in the IRB portal, you submit it, it's reviewed, and you get approved with conditions. Okay, so now what? Because what you'll notice if you go into IRB.net, you try to manage your package, the package has been locked. Okay. So, okay, well, how do you navigate it? Okay, so the first thing is to go into the Canvas portal, the IRB Canvas portal. And when you do, you click on that, you'll notice that just below the general information, there is a process and instruction toggle. Go down and click on the IRB library important forms. And what ultimately you're going to want to do is you're going to want to complete the 9.0 project modification form. Most of this information is fairly straightforward. A couple different things though. On the IRB package, your first submission, you'll want to complete this, the IRB package number, just to help the instructor or the reviewer find that, and then the title of the project. Okay, so the next thing is you're going to want to check all the appropriate boxes. So for example, if you're asked to include a new date for your research, or you're thinking about you want to extend your date, or let's say that there is a shift in the protocol. All those things you can click in here and then give us a brief description on what it is you changed. The other thing is, so you want to change it here in the modification. That's like the, hey, this is what to look for the reviewer. The next thing is when you're working in the application, the new application that actually addresses these, you're going to want to highlight those. So for example, if you do change the data collection protocol, highlight what the new changes are. That's a really good way to expedite the reviewing process and to also just like hone in and make sure that you're dialed. Okay, so that once you've completed that, and obviously at this point you're probably working with your PI, the next thing is to come on over to IRB.net. And ultimately, what's going to happen is you're going to come in and you're going to click on your project. And in this case, example is the project. And you'll notice that I've messed with this a couple of different times in trying to create this video. And in this case, it's the number, IRB number 2368374-2. And the -2 indicates that I've already messed with this. I've already done some form of modification. So anyways, I'm going to click on my project. And there's a couple different ways to get into the project to be able to make modifications. But again, it's locked. The first one, or the first way to do it, is to click on Designer right here, or you can go into the left and click on Designer over here. Either way, ultimately, when you click on this, it's going to bring you to a place where you can attach a new document. Okay, so when you click on the attach a new document, it's likely going to ask you if you want to create a new package. Now remember, the original suite that you created, the original submission was a packet. The new package, think of it like a subfolder that is linked to this work. Okay, so ultimately you're going to attach a new document. I'm going to click on the modification form, and we've got that. That's going to go in here. You can see all this. I've already done all this, and so this is all ready to go. Okay. So now once I've done that and I've attached the new application that's got the highlighted things that have changed, I've attached the amended modification. That's kind of like, this is what to look for the reviewer. And now I'm all set. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to do is I'm going to sign this package. And in this case, I'm going to sign it as the co-investigator because I'm the student. I'm going to sign this package. Looks like you've already signed this package. Yeah, we know that. But for our example, we'll go ahead and cruise through that. And then the next thing is I want to share this package. So I want to share this with my PI, the lead instructor. So once I clicked on that and shared it with them so that they could sign it, and then the final thing is then I'm going to submit this package. And so Prescott College, search, it's going to come up here, continue, and then I'm going to click on this. Here I certify, and then I'm going to submit it. And that's it, team. And then ultimately, once you submit your package, you'll get a confirmation letter from the IRB team that says, we've got your modifications. and then those can be approved via email. And then ultimately, once the IRB meets, you'll get the official letter, but you're able to, once you get the email from whoever the lead reviewer is to say that you're golden, you're officially allowed to start the package or start your research. Okay. So remember the keys here are you're going to have to create a new package that's related to the original packet. You're going to have to create a modification form, do whatever those modifications are in the application, highlight them, upload those into IRBnet, sign the package, share the package, submit the package. And there you go. Hope that helps.